What's going on, everyone? Welcome back for episode number 30 of my AFC Bournemouth series, and of course today I have for you a Capital One Cup special as we take on Newcastle in the semi-finals. And in today's episode, of course, I will be covering both legs of that semi-final. You can see we have an FA Cup fourth round game against Manchester United sandwiched in between those two ties, but I won't be covering that one. I won't be commentating over that. I will just commentate the two games against Newcastle. Now, let's just talk about the league for a moment. And now, since the last episode, we actually have not won a game in the league. Granted, we have played the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal, but still, it has been a little frustrating that our form has really dropped in the league. We haven't won a league game for 5 games now. You can see following the Manchester United game at home against Liverpool, 0-0. Could have gone either way, really. Both sides had decent chances, but again, either side wasn't able to convert those chances, and it ended in a 0-0 stalemate. And then in the league, we lost 1-0 to West Brom. Now, out of those games that we've played, West Brom would have been the game we would have really been looking to pick up some points from. But again, kind of like in the Liverpool game, we were wasteful with the chances that fell our way, and of course, West Brom were clinical with the chance they got, and they picked up all 3 points. Then we got pummeled at Chelsea 4-0. Don't really need to say much about that. And then we most recently drew 1-1 with Arsenal. You can see there we led the game for a long time. Ben Davies scored in the 9th minute, and then I believe they equalised around the 80th minute. So a bit frustrating that we couldn't hold out on that one, but a point against Arsenal is not a terrible result. You can see again as the FA Cup, in the FA Cup, we're in the 4th round. Most recently beat Stoke 2-1, Will Keane with both goals in that game. But this is how the Premier League table currently is shaping up. Right, so as you can see, still in the top half of the table, which is, of course, my aim for the season. Just a point behind Southampton, who are in 8th, and only 3 points behind Villa and Arsenal, who are 6th and 7th, respectively. So, again, European places not a million miles away, but I'm not focusing on that really for this season unless we do it through the Cup. I'm not looking at it through our league position. My aim for the season was top half. I did say that we could push for the European places, but if we had on gender, obviously, that is not the case. But yeah, so far, so good. Still going along nicely in the top half, which would be a massive success for us this season, considering, our previous 2 league positions in the Premier League. But let's shift our focus back to the Capital One Cup, and this is the lineup for the first leg against Newcastle. Also forgot to mention, you may notice it is the 23rd of January, which means the transfer window is currently open. Now, I haven't done any business so far, either coming in or going out. I was looking at right backs. Of course, Mathieu Debuchy is our only recognised right back in the squad, or we have got another younger player that we bought a few seasons ago, but he's not really a first team regular at the moment. And of course, Debuchy is only on loan for the season, so I was looking at right backs, but so far, I haven't managed to do any deals in that regard. I mean, I was looking at a few players, but I was either turned off by asking prices or wage demand. So, it's unlikely that we're going to bring in anyone in the January window. But of course, I'll keep you guys up to speed if anything does. Now, here is the lineup for the game against Newcastle. Gone with a mixture of, players I play regularly in the Premier League and players that have done well in the Capital One Cup or the Cups for us this year. You can see I've got Will Keane starting up front. He's done fantastically well in the Cup competition for us this year. Luciano Vietto, someone I want to quickly mention, on the bench. Now, replacing Ongenda's goals from last year was always going to be a huge task. I wasn't expecting Luciano Vietto to be banging in those amount of goals that Ongenda did for us last year. But you can see 8 goals in 20 starts for him this season. We paid £11 million for him. I've been expecting a little bit more. I am expecting more from him. It's not gone his way just yet. Of course, I'm not going to... I'm going to give him to the end of the season before maybe thinking about bringing in another striker. But he's on big wages. We paid a lot of money for him, for the size of our club. And, I'm hoping for more for him. Hopefully he's just taking a little bit of time to settle in. We can see the best of him in the last 6 months or so of the season. But back to the lineup, you can see we've got we've got Bardi, Back four, Debuchy, Lee Song-yong, Winston Reid and Oviedo. Midfield, Sidachuk, Gordino and Ole Christian. And Tep on the right wing, Torvin on the left and Will Keane up front on the bench. Ulreich, Munir, Ben Davis, Correa, Khedira, Mamana and Vieto. So first leg away from home. Away goals do count in the Capital One Cup, I believe. So of course we'll be looking to get a goal there. But you know, in the first game we'll just be looking to keep it tight really. A draw wouldn't be the worst result, of course. Taking them back to the goal stands with a draw would be a decent result. But we'll see what happens. Let's get into the game. The Capital One Cup semi-finals, first leg. So first highlight of the game, just 9 minutes gone, very early on in the game. Colback got a lot of space in the centre of the park there. Newcastle working it forward. We've got the numbers back in order to deal with it, but it's played out wide to Varela. Ball whipped in, deal with that. Debuchy's coming back at us though with Jack Colback. Long range effort, Winston Reid gets a tackle in, but I've got a feeling, no I've not, oh, I was going to say it looks like Newcastle are going to have a shot here. But we are on the counter-attack. Will Keane hasn't got that much support, but he's got on Tep with him. Plays in a good ball in Tep with the strike and a brilliant save from Tim Krul, sorry. So we're coming towards the end of the first half. You can see another highlight has just arrived. Only the second highlight of the game. Newcastle having the better of the game so far in terms of possessions and shots overall. They have been better with. But coming forward, Torvin on the ball. Torvin with a nice little run there. A bit of a solo effort from him. We haven't seen much from the new French signing this year, but he's come up with the goods in this semi-final, and we lead 1-0 with 5 minutes to go to half-time. Brilliant stuff. So there it is, half-time. We lead 1-0 through that Torvin goal. Very nice goal, you know, to see him score that kind of goal after limited opportunities this year. Brilliant stuff. Tell the players to keep it up for the second half. If we can keep it 1-0, of course, that would be an absolutely brilliant result. 1-1, or, you know, if we do lose it, obviously, of course, I don't want to lose the game, but we've got that away goal is what I'm trying to get at. That is the most important thing. We've got an away goal now, and let's get back into the game for the second half. So 51 minutes into the game, ball whipped in by Jack Colback and Dele Alli on the end of it. Of course, Newcastle probably do deserve that equaliser. They have been the better of the two sides. Our goal was kind of against the run of play, but early on in the second half, and Newcastle are level in this two-legged tie. So about 25 minutes to go left in the game. Now I'm going to make some changes, freshen up the game a little bit. I'm going to bring off Tep for Joaquin Correa. Correa wasn't quite fit enough to start from the off. Gordino might bring off. Also forgot to mention, sorry, that Stanku is currently out injured. So he's not an option for us. I'm going to bring on Sami Khedira in the centre of the park. I'm actually going to make all three subs. I'm going to bring on Luciano Vieto as well for Will Keane. Will Keane hasn't had the greatest of games. We're going to give Vieto a chance to make himself a bit of a hero in this Capital One Cup semi-final. So those are the changes I've got going to make. 24 minutes left in the game. 1-1 draw again, as I said, would be a decent result for us, but if we can win it, that would be absolutely fantastic. So let's see what we can do in these final stages of the game. So about 15 minutes left to go in the game. Newcastle bringing it forward. They probably will feel a little bit unfortunate if they don't manage to win this game. You can see they've been probably much better of the two sides, but we're bringing it forward again. Torvin, can he produce something similar to what he did for that first goal? He's got it down on that left wing, doesn't manage to put in a cross, but we do regain the ball. Sidachuk on it, plays it to Sami Khedira, of course, off the bench as a sub. Sidachuk again, Joaquin Correa, Sami Khedira finds it to Vieto. Vieto with the strike again, 2 bites at the cherry, doesn't put it in the back of the net. And this is kind of what I've been talking about. Vieto, he gets a lot of chances, but he's just not as clinical as on Gender was. And it remains 1-1, but there's another highlight coming, so we'll stick with it. Bardi with the punt forward, plays it to Vieto. He's going at the back four, he's doing it by himself, but it's an effort, it's an easy take for Tim Krul. Vieto played in behind by Winston Reid. Vieto whacking Correa. What a save by Tim Krul, and again Tim Krul with a double save. The second time in the game that he's done it. And we've missed some golden opportunities. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us. But here we come again. Joaquin Correa. Luciano Vieto. Well tackled. But Joaquin Correa will regain the ball. Can he whip in a decent ball? He does. but well defended by the Newcastle centre-back. Thauveen's on it though. Thauveen with his second goal of the game wins it late on for us. That will surely win us the game as we head into injury time. We probably don't deserve to win it, but we'll definitely take it. No doubt about that, as Alex Ferguson would say. Brilliant stuff. Thauveen has come up massive in this game for us. But hopefully I'm not talking too soon as Newcastle come forward with it. It's been a pretty action-packed last few minutes of the game. Dele Alli whips one in and it cannons off the crossbar. Massive action going on in these final few minutes of the game. Hopefully we can hold it out. And yes, we do. There is the full-time whistle. It finishes Newcastle 1, Bournemouth 2 in this first leg. Brilliant result to take back to the goal stands. And we've got a great opportunity now to get to the final of the Capital One Cup. So let's fast forward it. We've got about a week or so, of course, in between this leg and the second leg. So let's get to the lineup for the second leg. So here we are with the team sheet for the second leg. Made some changes from that first leg game. Mamana, Sudachuk, Correa and Vieto have been brought into the team. In Tep, Lee Song-yong, Will Keane and Ole Christian are missing out on this one. Ole Christian is missing out through injury, out for 3 to 4 months with a hip injury. Been really unlucky with injuries actually since he's come to the club. If you remember, just a few months after he actually joined us, he picked up an injury. I can't quite remember what injury it was, but he was out for about half a year with that injury. Picked up another kind of long-term injury here, so really frustrating for him. Nikos Stankiu still out for 6 to 11 more days with a twisted ankle, but as you know, we have put ourselves in a fantastic position to reach the finals of the Capital One Cup. A final against either Arsenal or Man City awaits us, or it's going to be likely Man City because I looked at their result and they beat Arsenal 3-0 in the semi-finals with a certain Hervin Ongenda scoring twice, and he's actually the top goal scorer in this competition this year. Also forgot to mention that of course we played Manchester United in the FA Cup 4th round in between these two games against Newcastle. Not much to report on that. We lost 2-0 at Old Trafford. FA Cup has really been a competition that we've had very limited success in since I've taken over the club. And in all honesty, I've never really put much emphasis on it. But the Capital One Cup is a cup we've had great success in. We've got the second leg. We're 2-1 up in the tie. So let's get to the second leg and hoping that we can book our place at Wembley once again. So first highlight of the game has arrived. Newcastle had a slightly better of the first 10 minutes or so, but of course very early on in the game. Can we create our first opportunity as Thauveen plays in a ball over the top for Vieto? Hasn't got much support. He's going to have to do it by himself, and I'm not sure what that was, but the ball's fallen back to him. I'm not sure what the Radu was doing there. He kind of just let it bounce off him, and it's fallen straight back to Vieto. And he's giving us the lead in this second leg, and we lead 3-1 on aggregate, and we are nearly there. And we've got another highlight, so we're going to stick with it. Could we extend the lead? And I think if we score again, that will effectively kill it off. Vieto's in again, looking to add a second, but he's hit it just wide. But a brilliant start to the game. But Newcastle will bring it forward with Nani. Good challenge by Sergei Sudachuk, the tough tackling Ukrainian. But Newcastle could have a Giovinco really just jumped over Winston Reid. Giovinco just out-headed Winston Reid. It's 1-0, 3-2 on aggregate. Wow. Ball whipped in from the free kick from Remy Cabella. Gordino's given away a penalty. And after being 1-0 up and looking like we could be very close to reaching the final, it could get very nervy if Newcastle convert this. Of course, that will level it up on aggregate, and they've got the 2 away goals as well. This is very, very dangerous stuff. Who's going to step up? It's going to be Giovinco. Can he get his second of the game? Bardi with the big save. The Italian goalkeeper, Francesco Bardi, keeps it at 1-0, keeps it 3-2 on aggregate. Fantastic stuff. So we're coming towards the end of the first half. Still 1-0, no highlights since that Giovinco missed penalty. Of course, it is 1-0 in the game. 3-2 on aggregate. Thauveen's got a bit of a knock, but I'm going to leave him out there. I'm going to tell the players not to get complacent out there. Of course, if Newcastle score again, then that levels things all up in terms of aggregate and away goals and things like that. So we've got to be very careful in this second half, but we've done a good job so far maintaining our lead is going to be the aim for the second half, so let's get back into it. It's been a very even game up to this point, but early on in the second half, we've got the ball and we're bringing it forward. Tovin with that knock, but he's whipped in the ball to Luciano Vietto. And I mentioned him at the start of the episode that he struggled, but he's come up with 2 goals in this game. And he could be the man that seals our place in the Capital One Cup final. So coming up to the hour mark in the game, still leading 2-1, still leading 4-2 on aggregate. If we can score again, I really think that will kill it off. As Vietto, he's in for his hat-trick. And wow, what an absolutely beautiful strike. Vietto has shut me up in this episode. Brilliant performance from him. He picks up the ball around the edge of the area and just absolutely pummels it into the back of the net. And that's 3-1. So I'm actually going to make a change now. Torvin's been out there for a while with an injury. He's been brilliant in this game. The first leg, of course, he was the difference between the two sides with those 2 goals. And again, in this one, he's been magnificent. But I'm going to bring him off. I'm going to bring on Munir for the last 22 minutes of the game. We've got a big lead in the tie now. So if we throw it away now, it would be catastrophic. But looks like we will be on the way to the Capital One Cup final. Munir on for Torvin. Let's get back into the game. Right, so I'm going to make another change. 14 minutes left in. Gordino is struggling a little bit out there with fitness. So I'm not sure. I'm going to move Correa into the centre of the park and I'm going to bring on Entep. Nothing's changed since the last substitution. Still got that 3-1 lead on the night. That 5-2 lead on aggregate. Place in. We are on the brink now. We are definitely on the brink of another trip to Wembley for the Capital One Cup final. So with 5 minutes left in the game, there's really no chance of Newcastle coming back into this one now, surely. But if they score one now, it could get a bit nervy, but we defend well. As I said, just a few minutes left in the game. We will be celebrating another trip to Wembley. Vietto, what a game he's had. He's on a run again. Plays it to Joaquin Correa. Can we get a fourth? Can Vietto get a fourth? He's unselfishly plays it back to Joaquin Correa. And Correa finishes it beautifully there. That was absolutely fantastic link-up play between Vietto and Correa. 4-1 on the night, 6-2 on aggregate. It's turning into a bit of a rout here, but with 10 seconds to go, that will probably be the end of the goal scoring. It could have been a bit nervy if Giovinco had converted that penalty, but Bardi saved it. And we are in the final of the Capital One Cup. An excellent performance on the night from ourselves to completely demolish Newcastle. Luciano Vietto coming up big in a massive game for us and a hat-trick on the night. You see Torvin had an absolutely fantastic game as well. But all round, everyone just had a superb game. And we will be in the final. Let's have a look who will be playing against. I said Man City had a 3-0 lead against Arsenal going into their second leg tie. So I'm not sure if they're playing now or if they're playing on a separate night. I think they're playing on a separate night. So we are in the Capital One Cup final. That is on the 4th of March. Of course, we've got some Premier League fixtures for that. So I'm going to forward a day and we'll find out who we've got in the Capital One Cup final. So there it is, as expected, Manchester City have also made it to the Capital One Cup final, of course, getting past Arsenal. So, as I said, gonna come back for the Capital One Cup final. We've got a few league fixtures in between, and one of which is actually against Man City as well. So, hopefully we can improve our league form as well, get some points in the league, and get some confidence going into that final. But we have a chance of winning the Capital One Cup final for the second time in this series, and then also have the chance of playing in Europe once again next season. But it's going to be a tough ask. On Gender, we'll probably be playing in that one. He's the top scorer in the competition. But yeah, exciting stuff. Exciting times at Bournemouth. But I'm going to leave it here for now. Of course, if you enjoyed this episode, drop it a like. We've made it to the Capital One Cup final. We've destroyed Newcastle. If you're not subscribed to the channel just yet, please do subscribe to the channel. It's been the Halfback, and I'll see you guys in a bit.